Y'all know the name.
What's going on, guys? My name is Matilio and welcome back to Football Manager 2017. So, at the end of our previous episode, we picked up a very good and very credible 2-0 win away to Chelsea. And I wasn't expecting it, but we did. And I apologise for shouting so loud when Jordan Larson scored. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shout that loud. I didn't realise how close I was to the mic. So, if your hearing has been affected by the Chelsea game, I do apologise. However, there will be no compensation of any kind. But we move on. So, today, we're going to focus on highlights from the three games that followed, which was Watford at home, Spurs away, and Swansea at home. And then we're going to move on to our live com game, which is Blackburn Rovers at home. It's not a was, I haven't done it yet, as you can see here, we've still got to play it. So yeah, it's going to be Blackburn Rovers away in the League Cup, which is going to give us the chance to make it to the quarterfinals, which that was our goal. That was the goal I set for myself with the board at the start of the season. So if we can achieve that, I'll be happy, and we can hopefully maybe even get a favourable draw and make it to the semis, and that will make for a nice little January segue away from the league. So we're going to start off with the highlights because there's a bit of news to get through, but if I do the news now, it's kind of going to ruin the highlights a little bit, I think. So it may just be me, but I'll do it that way. So we're going to start off with our game at home to Watford. And things didn't go exactly according to plan. We started the game well, we had a number of chances, but then we just kind of went to sleep when it came to marking from a corner, I think it was. And it had to be Charlie Taylor, didn't it? His shot found its way in off of Xavi and was adjudged to be a Xavi own goal. So that put us 1-0 down after 20 minutes. And it stayed that way for quite a while. Again, we had a number of chances, but we just couldn't break them down. And it took a bit of luck for us to get back on level terms. Jordan Larson's cross cannoned off someone, a Watford player, and it fell right to the feet of John Obi Mikel, and he fired past the keeper, who seemed to be a bit confused there. He was just kind of bending down to pick up a penny or something, I don't know. But that got us back on level terms. And we did look like we were perhaps going to go on and win the game, because we were looking very good going forward still. But again, silly mistakes at the back cost us. Carl Bartley just lunging in and giving a penalty away, which Sven Combs... Sorry, I'm immature. Sven Combs basically stepped up and fired it in with about 6 minutes left to go. And at that point I was thinking, okay, it's just going to be one of those games. We've been FM'd, we've dominated the game for the most part, we've had more chances, the better chances. But you can never count out Kylian Mbappe. And it was a sweeping move forward, Odsonne Edouard up to Larson, Larson onto Mbappe, and Mbappe found a nice little gap between the keeper and the near post in the 92nd minute to get us back on level terms, and that's how it ended. Jordan Larson picked up man of the match. Again, from the performances you can see there, we were the better side. Just looking at it, we were the better side for the most part. But again, it's just silly defensive lapses. Let Watford have a chance, have a sniff, and we should have won that game easily. Next up, we went to Wembley to face the European champions Spurs, who are playing their home games at Wembley while their new stadium is being built. We didn't get off to a great start. Pontus Jansson made I can't even fathom how he made that kind of mistake. Harry Kane seized onto it and can't take anything away from the finish. It was an absolutely brilliant finish, and that put Spurs 1-0 up. But we didn't roll over and die, as I was fearing that we possibly would, as we went straight up the other end, and Chris Wood's lovely pass picked out Jordan Larson perfectly, and he basically just tapped it in to put us back on level terms. But again, it was Spurs, it was home, and they were absolutely rampant. They dominated the game, and it was just a case of only time will tell, really, and more a case of when rather than if. And Spurs went ahead. Again, it was a corner. He had 2 bites of the cherry, and he finished it quite easily. But again, we were catching them on the break, and it was a brilliant move down the left-hand side. Joe Mikel won the ball initially, and Lewis Shaw just left two players absolutely for dead. Early cross, and Jordan Larson arrived to bag his 7th goal of the season and put us back on level terms. But it was Spurs' turn the next time to go straight up the other end after kickoff. It was a good move, and I think it was Luan who picked out Eric Lamela, and he finished to put the Spurs 3-2 up. The second half, again, Spurs were just all over us through the second half. They hit the post a couple of times. I haven't got highlights of it, unfortunately. They hit the post a couple of times, made things really difficult for us. We did have a couple of good chances, but again, I think overall it was a fair result, considering that they had 35 shots, 12 on target, 57% of the possession. I can't really complain. We did okay. We looked good on the break, but again, those breaks were few and far between. Following that one was what I believe would be a more easier, a simpler game at home to Swansea. And it looked that way from the start. Llorente gave away a penalty following a corner from ourselves. And Federico Di Marco stepped up with 5 minutes gone to dispatch his first goal of the season and for the club. But again, like I said in the last episode, it's never easy with Leeds United. And Swansea's first proper chance on goal, and they took it. Fernando Llorente making amends for giving away a penalty earlier on, and he put Swansea back on level terms. And again, it stayed that way for a while. We had a number of chances, we were dominant, we were pushing forward, we were making all of the chances, and I was kind of fearing that it would be another Watford result where we dominated. But Chris Wood popped up with 20 minutes of the second half gone and put us back in front, and it stayed that way. And even though Swansea did have a couple of chances, their momentum was basically killed when Manuel Schmeidenbach was sent off for lunging in on Federico Di Marco, and that is how it ended. 2-1. Even though Federico Fernandez did get man of the match, we got the 3 points. So what that means, in terms of the table, is that we still sit 5th. Level on points with Spurs just above us, and Liverpool, just below us. So we've made a good start from our first 10 games of the season. We've won 6. They've come against Swansea, Chelsea, QPR, Hull, Everton and Leicester. 1 draw, which was Watford, which we've already seen. And defeats to Tottenham, Man City and Bournemouth. But we're going to move away from that now, because we've got quite a bit of news to get through. And this is kind of what the overall... This is why, I'm going to explain why the episode is called Injury Crisis. So, following the Watford game, Kemar Roofe picked up a sports hernia, which puts him out for 4 to 5 weeks. David Frowney picked up a groin injury, which put him out for 3 to 5 weeks. Stuart Dallas picked up an ankle injury, which put him out for 4 to 5 weeks. During the Tottenham game, Lewis Shaw picked up an ankle injury also. That's another 3 to 4 weeks. Paul Lopez, after the Spurs game, in training, picked up a sports hernia. Kenneth Amoru picked up a bit of a head knock against Swansea, which is only a couple of days, so he should be fit for this game against Blackburn. And then Jack Van dislocated his jaw in training. 3 to 4 weeks. So yeah. So we haven't got Roofe, we haven't got Frown, we haven't got Schaub, we haven't got Dallas, we haven't got Lopez, we haven't got Van, and we've just about got Kenneth Amoru, Kenny O. So yeah, we're in the midst of a bit of an injury crisis at the minute, especially in the wide areas, because I've only got Mbappe and Ricky who can go there. Dallas is out, Schaub is out. Also, we're looking a bit thin with regards to experienced forwards. We've only got Chris Wood, who's properly an experienced forward. So yeah, a bit of an injury crisis going on there for us, unfortunately. Also, the other news. There have been 2 new contracts handed out. The first one for Giuseppe Bellucci. As you can see, he's moved on to $13,000 a week until 2020. I did this purely because I didn't want to lose him on a free, because I think that I still could get quite a good amount of money for him if I push. Even though he likes to argue with officials and dive into tackles and run with the ball often and then probably lose it. I've handed him a new contract because it was due to end at the end of the season, and you never know, he might come in useful, he might be a pretty good player for us, I don't know. We'll see. And he can also fill in at right back as well, which with Frowney out injured, it might be something that he needs to do a bit more regularly. He's playing centre half at the moment though. The other new contract, however, went to Liam Bridcut. So he's now on $25,000 a week, and he's tied down until 2021. Again, just important to keep him in because he is experienced. Beyond him and Mikel, it's just lacking a little bit when it comes to kind of experience. So he stays. I don't envision that he's going to stay until 2021, but you never know. Again, he is one of the leaders on the pitch. You know, okay leadership. So it was important to keep him in, and I'm glad we've got him tied down to a new contract. But in between episodes, we also had the end of month awards for September, and unsurprisingly, with 3 wins from 3 games, I picked up Manager of the Month for September. And again, there was one other award, oh, not so much an award, but one handed out for the Young Player of the Month, which was Jordan Larson came in 3rd again, so he's come in 3rd twice. I think he might be up for it this time because we've not got far left of October, and he's been in pretty good form so far for October. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully he can get up there into that top spot for October. The other little tidbit of news to make you aware of is Louis Schaub picked up his first goal for Austria during the international break, which was good for him, 8.3 rating. I'm very happy, but that came just before the Spurs game, and then we lost him for 3 to 4 weeks, so oh dear, what a pity, never mind. On the subject of the internationals though, we're going to take a look at England's schedule, and as you can see, they whomped Malta by 5-0. Kane, Smalling, Henderson, Welbeck and Stones on the score sheet. And then the big one was basically a damp squib. England dominated, as you would imagine they would at home against Slovenia. So Rashford bagged twice, Jordan Henderson bagged a goal also, and also got man of the match for his performance. And that means that England go through top of their group, and Slovenia go into a playoff where they face Spain. So I'm just going to take a look at the playoffs. So Switzerland play Norway, Holland play Romania, Slovenia play Spain, Bosnia and Herzegovina, I think that's how you pronounce it, play Ukraine. So yeah, some pretty big, Ukraine, Spain, Holland, some pretty big teams finding their way into the playoffs. So I'm not going through via the automatics, but England are in the World Cup, so that'll probably be a nice little story and thing to watch next summer, where hopefully I'm planning a proper assault on the Premier League title. No, probably not for next season, maybe the season afterwards. But anyway, there was one other thing that was a little bit weird for me. This guy issued a come and get me plea to me. Why, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm looking at him, but he's worth 7 million, and they want it 21. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure about that one. Yeah, I mean, it's not so that I didn't even put in a bid for him. I didn't declare interest in him, so I'm not quite sure why he's asked me to come and get him. If you saw our balance sheet at the moment with regards to our transfer budget, I mean, I can afford the one, but the other 20.5, I don't think I could pull that out there. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it's going to be that. Oh, one other thing. I didn't mention this in the summer, but I asked for them to up our transfer revenue, and they did. They upped it to 70% now. Yay! It was 55. Okay, but let's turn our attention to today's game. And it is against Blackburn Rovers away in the League Cup. As you can see, there are quite a few changes that I've had to make to this side. So Silvestri stays in goal, of course, because we haven't got Pau Lopez. Berardi stays at right back, but it's Bellucci and Janssen in the middle. The two psychos. DeMarco stays in because he's been in pretty good form as well. Mikel and Hurricane continue in the centre of midfield. Mbappe, that's one of the things where I think we didn't do too well against Swansea, because I changed these two. I had Ricky on the right and Mbappe on the left playing inside forward. So we're going to switch them back to their wing role, I think, because it seems to suit Mbappe if not Ricky. And then it's Wood and Edouard up front, purely because the last game Jordan Larson didn't really have a very good game, but he's on the bench, so he probably will see some action at some point. And Edouard, I think, deserves a start after coming off the bench against Villa in the last round and scoring the 2 goals which basically got us here. So that's the team basically. There is one other thing though. Next match, Blackburn Rovers away today at 19:45. 24th of October 2017, Tuesday, the 20th. 20 or 30, so we've missed kickoff, I think. I don't know how we've managed to do this, but we've missed kickoff. So yeah, we're going to time travel now, back to 1945, the time, not the year, and we're going to get the game underway. So I'll see you over there. So here we go then, Blackburn versus Leeds United, and here are the teams. So it's Stokes and Abraham up front, Tammy Abraham on loan from Chelsea, Mulgrew, Akpan, Lowe, Feeney, Nyambi, I think that's how you pronounce it, Carter Vickers on loan from Spurs, and then we got Derek Williams, Jay De Silva, who's the brother of Cole De Silva, who I signed from Chelsea after he was released, and in goal they've got Remy Matthews. You've already seen our team. I did decide that I was going to change it back to being these two inside forwards. I'll see how it goes. If it's not working, then I'll change it back at half time and have them both playing in wing roles in attack. But at the moment, I think it's the best way to go, because he's just not very good on the left at the moment. So we're just going to have to see how it goes. And let's get things kicked off. Place in the quarter-final awaits us, hopefully. I don't care about Blackburn. I don't care about their plights and their worries and their problems. And we get things kicked off. Here's Barada to Hurricane. You get a nice opening highlight goal. That's what I wanted. Is Edouard, and that's a foul, ref. Thank you. So we've got a free kick now, and no, we don't. We've got a corner. 2 minutes gone. Hurricane. And it's cleared, but DeMarco gets up well, and here's Mikel. Belushi. Ricky with a shot. Oh! And it's 1-0 with 2 minutes gone. And that's a goal. That's a goal. I'm glad I switched it back now. Oh, wow. So, Belushi, Italian, picks out the Italian. Just turns and bangs it. It's kind of what Kemar Roof used to do for his last season off the left. No way the keeper is getting there at all. Federico Ricci's second goal of the season, and it's Blackburn 0, Leeds 1. Okay, so another highlight with 7 minutes gone. Silvestri goes out wide to DeMarco, looking for Wood. Wood nods it on, but Williams cuts it out, and looks like Wood's going to get it again. Goes inside to Hurricane. His pass is deflected, but it finds Edouard nonetheless. Can he get a cross in? He can, and ooh! Oh, he just chests it back to the keeper. That's quite cool defending, actually. I like that little feature they've added. I've never seen that before. Janssen gets up with a header. Here's Edouard. Hurricane. Mbappe. Hurricane again. Are you going to have a shot? No. Is Ricky going to have a shot? He is, and it's 2-0. He's done it again. Blackburn 0, Leeds 2. Federico Ricci has got his third goal of the season, his second of the night. And it's not far off being a carbon copper. Comes in off the right, onto his favoured left foot. And this time he dispatches it low. I think the keeper should have done a lot better for that one. He just kind of fell over. Nah, I don't want this one. So, 7 minutes gone, and we lead by 2-0. The quarter-final awaits. We got another highlight to deal with first, and hopefully we can keep that 2-goal lead, because I'm quite enjoying it. There's a cross. Hurricane gets up well. Here's Stokes. Hurricane cuts it out brilliantly. There's a ball forward to Edouard. Can he maybe get us in a position to make it 3? Ooh, it was an alright effort. Considering how the keeper's played, you'd expect him to kind of just let it go past him. So it's all go at the minute, isn't it? Highlight after highlight. Here's Edouard again. Goes back to Hurricane. He looks for Wood. Here's Mikel. Maybe just carve out an opportunity and put this game to bed nice and early. Wood up with the header. Edouard, and it's 3-0 with less than 15 minutes gone. And surely now we're going to the quarter-final of the League Cup. So Mikel finds Mbappe out wide, controls it well on his left foot, and Wood just helps it on at the near post. Edouard completely unmarked. And it's an easy tap in. Blackburn 0, Leeds 3. And we are quarter-final bound. So we're not far from half-time, a couple of minutes. And it's a highlight for us, seemingly. Here's DeMarco. Goes that wide to Mbappe. Who's coming inside now. Wood. And it's cut out by Carter Vickers. But Belushi gets in there well against Stokes. Here's Ricky. Can he get a hat-trick maybe? Comes inside to Hurricane. Wood. And it's again cut out by Carter Vickers. Mikel. And Williams clears it, but it comes off Edward. Here's Mikel again. Wood. Edward. Ricky. Hat-trick. And it's 4-0 just before half-time. And he's been absolutely brilliant off the left. Oh, the right, sorry. And to think I was going to change it. I was going to put him back on the left where he didn't do so well. So, it's Chris Wood. Back to goal. Gets it to Edward, and Edward picks out a lovely ball for Ricky. And everything he hits today turns to gold. And that's a hat-trick. I think that's the first hat-trick we've seen from one of my players in a fully competitive game. Blackburn 0, Leeds 4. And it's half-time. So, I think this game's been put to bed. I think we can just stick a fork in this one. It's pretty much done. So, Belushi's having a very good game. Ricky, of course, best player on the pitch at the moment. Edward as well. He's got a goal and an assist to his name. So, I'm just going to tell him to just keep doing what you're doing, really. Just keep it up. Not really much else I can say, is there? Second half. Let's get things underway. And it's Blackburn who get us started. And it's a corner for ourselves. Nearing the hour mark, I think. And it's cleared, but Mbappe is there to collect it. What can he do? There's a shot on his left, and it's high and wide, and not troubling the keeper. Okay, so we've got about 25 minutes left, I think. And I'm going to make changes now because there are a few looking tired. So Johnny Mikel is going to come off for Liam Bridcut, and I'm going to play him as a ball-winning midfielder, Bridcut. Also, Chris Wood's looking a bit tired, so I'm going to bring Jordan Larson on, and Jordan Larson is going to play as the poacher, which is his favourite role in attack, of course. And I'm going to leave it at that. I've got an eye on Mbappe, and I've got an eye on Federico Ricky as well, but at the moment I don't want to change too much. So Bridcut replaces John Obi Mikel, and Jordan Larson replaces Chris Wood. 20 minutes left to go, and we're in the quarter-final. So we've got about 8 minutes left, and I am going to make our final change. So Kylian Mbappe is going to come off, and it's going to be for Alex Moat. Even though he's probably not very good in that role, I'm just going to have to play him as a winger because I haven't really got anybody else with Stuart Dallas and Lewis Schaub injured. I haven't really got anyone that can fill in that sort of area, so I'm just going to bring Mbappe off for Moat, and Moat's going to go on to the left wing as a winger. We've got about 8 minutes left. So, yeah, we're just about done. This will be the last highlight of the game. Hopefully we can keep a clean sheet, maybe even get a fifth. We've got about 20 seconds left. Blackburn are probably hoping that this game could just end. Here's Moat. A good tackle from Bridcut. Kind of setting us on our way. It's a long ball, but it's not very good. And this should be just about it, I think. Long ball forward. Stokes comes and gets it, and that's it. We're into the quarterfinals of the League Cup, and it was an absolutely brilliant performance. Second half was quiet, but we didn't really have to do anything. We did all the work in the first half. Federico Ricky, absolutely brilliant. And we got him on a free transfer as well. We got him on a free transfer. It doesn't particularly look that much, but his first touch is good, and his long shots are okay. Passing is good. So yeah, I couldn't be happier. Absolutely fantastic. And we're into the quarterfinals. So, passionately tell him your performance was very, very good today. As was yours, Mr. Edward. And who else did well? I mean, Giuseppe Belushi. Everybody hasn't got him, but he did pretty good today. He impressed me out there. I think I'm going to have to level praise at this guy as well. Second half, good. But yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And we've got 43 shots on goal, 16 on target. It's a little bit disappointing in terms of a ratio there. But yeah, and looking at the other scores, Burnley beat West Brom, Forest beat Hull. That's an impressive one, because Hull are in the Premier League and Forest are not doing all that well in the Championship at the moment. Chelsea beat Norwich. We of course beat Blackburn. There'll be further games to come tomorrow, which is the Wednesday in-game. So yeah, we're into the quarterfinals. And what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to push forward and I'm going to see who we get in the quarterfinals. So, I'll be back in a second. We're going to push ahead to the draw. So here we are, guys. Here is the draw for the quarterfinal of the English League Cup. And like I said, there was a few surprises. Forest beat Hull, but the other big surprise was Newcastle went away to Man City and they won. So that was kind of impressive. Now, that's the one I want. I want Forest, because it'd be easier. It'd be an easier way of getting through this, say going to Man United or Spurs or Chelsea or Newcastle or Burnley or Palace. I'll take Burnley, Palace or Forest. Those would be my preferences, and a home tie as well. So I'm just going to automatic draw it, and we're going to see what happens. Start the draw. There we go. So, number 1, Burnley. What a face. Number 3, Nottingham Forest. Spurs. Go out. Man United. Ooh. Leeds, home draw. Come on. Not Chelsea. Newcastle. Ooh, okay. I'll take that. I'll take that. Palace. We'll play Chelsea. So there's the draw. The big one, of course, Spurs versus Man United. But yeah, I'm happy with the home tie. I would have liked to have been Forest at home. That would have just been straightforward and easy. But we owe Newcastle. They beat us twice last season, so we owe them one. So what we're going to come back to, I think, considering that we've got quarter-final, we're going to come back and we're going to do what we said we were going to do. We're going to do a double header between Arsenal. We're going to do Arsenal and Man United because those games are pretty much back to back. I was fearing that this game, the League Cup quarter-final, would fall in between them, but it hasn't. So we'll get highlights of Palace in the next episode, and then we'll have a double header of live come games, home to Arsenal and away to Manchester United. But that is the end of today's episode, so thank you everybody so much for watching. I do apologise if it ran a little bit over. There was quite a lot of highlights in that Blackburn game, so which I can't control, unfortunately. But again, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy this episode, you would like to see more, don't forget to hit that like button to support me and my channel. You're not going to break it. Hit it as hard as you want. If you're new to the series, of course, you can click on the link in the description. There's a playlist, and that will take you through everything from the very, very beginning right up to where we are now. But again, thank you so much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, stay cool. And as always, I will catch you on the flip side. We're in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. Peace!